What is up, shining ones? Magus here on a beautiful day in Asha. If you're brand new to the channel, we're Zoroastrians. We are the Magi, and oh, do I have a message for you today. We're going to talk about the DNA of God that is in you, that is you. And I'm going to show you some examples of how much we here at the Order of the Magi are attuning to Mazda, to that all good spirit, to that God, to that light. My friends, you're going to see it like you never saw it before. We're going to talk about that when you're light, you can smell darkness. My friends, you know when something is off. We're going to talk about time. How do you want to spend your amount of time you have here on the earth? You know, at the end of this, I'm actually going to put my very first YouTube video on this channel, and you'll see I didn't have a gray beard at the time. It just got me thinking, we have a short time here. How do we want to spend that? And then last but not least, when Zarathustra came to the earth, he uttered these most beautiful words: "O false gods, beware, the Magi have returned." And there's something so stirring and powerful and beautiful. You know, the Magi have not been here for 2,600 years. And when we, I get chills through my body. Well, will you say that with me, Magi? And just imagine your brothers and sisters, the Magi that were, are, and shall be, speaking these words with you. Will you say it with me? "O false gods, beware, the Magi have returned." When the Magi come to earth, something's happening. There's a shakeup coming on, and you can feel it. I'm going to show you guys today like you've never seen before, and how much we are just like our daddy. I want to start with this. There's so much good stuff here. I don't even know where to start. I'm so excited about this video. Matter of fact, I'm going to ask you, Magi, and I know there's a group of us that will be here. I don't even have to ask this, but I'm going to ask you to watch this one through the end, because there's so many things I want to touch on. But then also at the end of this, I'm going to put a link to the very first Magus video. And here's what I want you to do. Go to that video, watch it, and then leave a comment. And here's what I'm looking for. I've been having some different ideas for the future of the Order of the Magi, and I'm looking to see who's really with us. You know, I got some things planned, but it's going to be with a group of people that we are family, man. We are the Magi. There's no doubt. There's no wishy-washy. It's like they are light and the darkness flees. I am the love that hate, fear, greed cannot live in. These are the brothers and sisters I'm looking for. And so when you watch that video, go to the comments and just put in there, here's what I want you to write: "O false gods, beware, the Magi have returned." Oh, I like that. All right, guys, so let's start with this. The very first page of Asha says, "I come from good spirit. I'm made of good spirit. I shall return to good spirit." I'm God's stuff. So I know God's stuff because I am God's stuff. And when I read the stories in the world religion books, the Bibles and the Qurans and the Jehovah's and the Allahs, I know that ain't God, because I'm God's stuff. You know, I shared the story with you. When I was 8th grade, I decided to read the Bible cover to cover, because everyone's telling me God wrote this book. And I thought, my God, if God wrote a book, and even the people telling me hadn't read it from cover to cover, and I was thinking, what's wrong with you? If God wrote a book, read it. It's funny, but it wasn't funny at the time. I got in 8th grade OCD from reading the Bible cover to cover. My friend, it rocked my mind. And what it is, I know now, because I come from the light. I'm made of the light. I smell darkness, my friends, but they're telling me that darkness is light and that evil is good. My mommy and daddy are saying this, and the preacher is saying this, and the world is saying this, and who am I to question? Just shut up and get in line. Let me see if you can smell this. This is a light test. If you're light, if you can smell darkness, if you're from the spirit of truth where you can smell the lie, if you can smell that Dooty booty, my friend, I'm going to give you a little test. You know, I crack myself up sometimes, but I'm thinking about, sometimes you can't smell yourself when you stink and others can. Or have you ever walked into someone's home and they call it nose blind, right? It's just stinks, but they can't smell it. My friends, because they're of that. It is them. But when we as light and truth and that pure love and that God good or read something or come into an atmosphere, I smell darkness. I smell lies. I smell a Dooty booty, my friends. And the reason I come up with these ridiculous things, because it sticks in your mind. You'll remember this for a long time. You'll be picturing the Magus in his orange hat, sniffing the air and sniffing darkness and sniffing the lie and sniffing the Dooty booties, my friends. And I want you to do this little test here. So, right out of the gate in the Bible, Genesis. It talked about a God, and this is supposed to be the God. So what everyone's telling me, I'm just a kid. I have nothing else to go on but my heart telling me, ew, I smell Dooty booty. My friend, and right out of the gate, it says that God repented, that he even made man, even the animals. My friend, and he sent a flood and just drowned them. Wanted to wipe them out. Drowning is ugly business. Can you imagine little babies gurgling and sucking in water, choking, dying? Animals, puppies. I smell Dooty booty. Stories of telling the soldiers going to kill men, women, children, babies, and keep sex slaves. Something don't smell. I smell darkness. You're calling it light, but I see black. They said, well, he saved one, saved Noah, built a big boat, saved him. Well, did that save the world? Was after that horrible suffering and pain, saved Noah, did everything come back to good? No, it didn't. And now here we're talking about what's supposed to be God. Omniscient, sees and knows all, stands outside of time and space. My God, do you know why I can smell this isn't the all-good God, the loving Father? Because I'm a daddy. And one time back in my old days when I was a hunter and not very nice, I was out just weed whacking, and I hit a snake. I didn't like snakes, and he was all jacked up, and then I took him with a stick and flicked him into the lake, and I saw him drowning. And even then, I had a little bit of conscience, like, oh, should I pull him back out? That makes me feel a little icky. That's not good. But here they're saying that's God. I being a daddy and having kids of my own, I know what I'd never let my kids go through. I'd never drowned them for disappointing me. There's nothing they could do that I would want to watch them drowned. And then on top of that, if that's not enough, then you'd want to send your kid into fire. After they drowned in water and died and suffered, then you want to send them into a fiery pit of hell to be tormented. And not just once to burn up, but to just keep burning and burning for eternity. Oh, you smell that? I smell a Dooty booty. I smell darkness. I smell lies because I come from the light. I know what light looks like and sounds like and smells like, my friends. My God, my God. And then they try to add on to that. I'm not even going to go into that. We don't need to. It's lies. It's not good. It's not right. You know, a good father, matter of fact, I got so much I want to talk about. I'm going to touch on this, though. When I had babies, you should have seen our house. Every corner, I can still picture my cherry wood desk in my office. Towels, duct tape wrapped around every corner. The fireplace, pillows on every corner. My friends, it's like I'm going to protect my babies. I didn't put a fucking poison apple tree in there and see what happens. I didn't let snakes in there to see what happens. Let me just touch on this real quick, in case you're doubting me. About a good father. Because I am one, and my kids will agree, and that's the test. I could say anything. My children will tell you that. A father protects his children at all cost. Life, limb, whatever. My friends, you cannot tell me that God of the Bibles and Qurans is a good God, a loving Father. Ain't good enough for the Zoroastrians. Ain't good enough for the Magus. And I know if you're here, is not good enough for you. And now let's talk about some of the attributes of our loving Father. Because in our book, Asha Come, it talks about that I have the DNA of my daddy. I'm just like daddy. Well, what does that look like? It's a lot different than the gods you see in the other religions. It's all good. It's the love without the hate. It's the peace without the war. It's just a highest principle of God good. And this highest principle of God good stands outside of time and space and is omniscient. It sees and knows all. It never makes a bad decision and then repents of it. It's just good. And it sees and knows all. It's omnipotent. Right? Omnipotent. That's funny. It is all powerful. We're going to touch on that. It's omnipresent. This is the one that hit me yesterday big time. Omnipresent. Matter of fact, it makes me think of Asha 14. Right? God is omnipresent. God is good. That means God is here right now. My good is here right now. My health, my protection, my provision it's here right now. Matter of fact, when you wake up to it, it is me. I am the God stuff. Me and God are one. I am what I was looking for. But they fooled me with their ridiculous stories of what God is. They tried to take that beautiful force and life of God and turn it into some angry dude that's not even reasonable. My God. Like I remember reading in that Old Testament, and it's supposed to be so holy. A prophet would say, "Oh, even though you slay me, Jehovah, still I will worship." Right? It said that God made a bet with the devil that he would just let Job, righteous, good man, just be destroyed. Sickness and disease. His business is destroyed. A roof fall in on his family, kill his babies. And look, he still worships me. And then, of course, the moral of the story is he got, at the end, more beautiful daughters than even before and twice as much money. What a great story. Or Jephthah. I won't go too many of these because I know you guys heard them. But this one just chaps my... You smell that? I smell Dooty booty. He told Jehovah, if I go and kill the men, women, and children and bring back the spoils, I'll sacrifice the first person that comes out of my home. And it was his daughter, slit her throat, offered up as a burnt sacrifice. And it said for thousands of years, the Jewish people celebrate every year Jephthah because he kept his promise to God. Woo! What a fucking idiot. My friend, do you smell it? I smell darkness. I smell lies. I smell the Dooty booties. Our God is so much better than any other God. And the good news is it's the real God. It's the good God. It's the pure love. So I was thinking about the omnipotent, all-powerful. We've seen that on this channel over these years. We've seen everything you can imagine healed, magic and miracles. That's omnipotent. That's power. Omniscient, my God. It's my gifting as a prophet, see and know all. I've shared the stories. I see the things before they happen, so we get out ahead of it. But here's the one that blew me away. Omnipresent. I saw this like never before. Matter of fact, it got me thinking, because I did go to Bible college, and like I told you, I read the Bible cover to cover, got OCD at 8th grade. But I remember one of the stories, and it said, they said, we got to separate man. This is the Tower of Babel story. We got to confuse their language, get them apart, because they're going to get too powerful and they'll be just like us. You want to see how the Magi are omnipresent now? This is what blew my mind. I've been doing this thing, asking you guys, how did you find me? How did you find the Magus channel? And people all around the world, countries I never heard of. Never been to. This orange hat and beard and goofy ass person, never been to that country. Didn't even know it existed. Yet I was there. And they said they found me through there, either looking up Magi, Zoroastrianism, Asha. My God, yesterday one person was in a dream, and there was a spark and then a light, and she said, who is this? And said Asha. Looked up Asha, and they get me. And it was quite overwhelming. But listen to this. And I was telling Spirit, yesterday I was tired, guys. And I was telling Spirit, I don't know if I can go on. And Spirit showed me, you can go on. One, you're made for this. But two, you've got thousands and thousands of videos. And all around the world, people look up. It's almost like a prayer, isn't it? God, show me truth. And Asha comes up. And do you remember when you were a kid in Sunday school and people would ask questions, how is Jesus in everybody's heart at the same time? Last night while I was sleeping, 1,000 people, while I'm asleep, had Magus in their home, in their eyes, in their minds. And some took that message of Asha into their heart. And because they put up a prayer, a request, they typed in, what is truth? Who are the Magi? And I showed up in different countries all around the earth at the same time, even sometimes. That's omnipresent. My friends, we're seeing ourselves grow in power in maybe ways we hadn't even thought of. Then on top of that, I've shared stories with you where I've met people, right? Remember I shared the story with a woman with arthritis? And I reached out in spirit to her soul. Right? Good, traveling through time and space in spirit, but also in technology. It's omnipotent, omnipotent, it's omniscient, it's omnipresent. My friend, we're just like Daddy, and we're seeing it now like never before. But what message are we giving? Now that we have this reach and this power and this wisdom, what are we going to do with our lives? I think I mentioned earlier, as you watch this video, I'm going to put up in the link at the end, I didn't have any gray in my beard. And when I looked it up just to reminisce and nostalgia, I was like, oh my God, now my beard's just about fully gray. I had no gray in that video. Time is moving. How do you want to spend your life, time, and your energy? What are you going to leave? Either to your kids, or if you don't have kids, just to the world. And is it going to be good, or is it going to be harmful? Oh my God, I think of these poor people out there preaching their Qurans and Allahs and Jihad and Jehovah's and Bibles, and they're not good stories, and they give their whole life. And they haven't raised the evolution of this world. They've made it worse. And in their hearts, they know better, but they'll fight it. Matter of fact, they'll rebuke that true voice because it goes against their Quran or their Bible or their Allah or their Jehovah. And they are team Jew or team Muslim, and they'll die for it. Doesn't matter if it's right, wrong, makes them feel icky inside, right? They even tell you, they'll applaud you if you go against your conscience. Don't trust your heart. You can't trust your heart. Just trust our Bibles and our Qurans and your Jehovah's and your Allahs and your priest, and fucking kill, go to war, bring back the spoils to us, and you'll get 72 virgins in heaven, and you'll be up on clouds playing your harps and happy and praising their God. And you know what? Is that really what you want? You want to go hang out with the gods of the Bibles and Qurans, and you do you. But as for me, I come from the light, and I'm made of the light, and I shall return to the light. I don't know what you are. Matter of fact, if you still ain't on this video, you're not one of us, and that's fine. I kind of like what we have here. It's a beautiful community. It's a safe community. Those mixed energies can't come into our light. They can't hang out for very long anyway, but I hope they get a nice message. Who's still with me at 20 minutes in? Grab your Asha. Go to Asha 9. I can't remember if I mentioned this. So for my birthday, guys, I wanted 100 reviews on Amazon for Asha. I know exactly what happened. We had 97. We lost one. What happens is one of our good-hearted friends tried to leave 2 reviews. Not only will they not put that review, but they'll take the one you had. I've seen it happen before. You gotta do it right. You gotta find someone that you've given Asha to, that it really did change their life, and have them leave a review. You can't do it again, but thank you for trying. That's sweet of you. I love you. So my birthday's coming up, end of this month. Still got some time. We're at 96. We need 4 more. See if you can find 4 people to leave a review of what Asha has meant to them. Asha 9. I am awakened to who I am. I have shed the illusion of the lower animal. I have let go all error. I refuse to hold the vibration, feeling, or emotions of the lie. Are there gods? Are there nasty books and stories? I won't touch it. I surely won't hold it. Won't believe it. I live only in the vibration of truth, Asha, God's highest idea of good. And my eyes will not see, and my ears will not hear their lie and illusion. You see, their gods and their books and their stories have lost all power over me. Because when the truth comes, the lie is exposed for what it is. It's nothing. It's nothing. I turn away if I sense bad energy. You got to make that choice. You always have a choice. Do you want to join in? You're going to let bad in your eyes and ear holes? You can join in that frequency and that feeling, that low frequency. It's a choice. I turn away if I sense bad energy. I turn away and remove myself if others choose bad energy. Now, here's my favorite part. No one can force bad energy on me. Will you say that out loud with me? No one can force bad energy on me. For I am light. I come from the light. I'm made of the light. I shall return to the light. I'm light stuff. I smell darkness. I know that don't smell right because I am light. This opinion, this thought, this truth that I hold, it's the key to the kingdom. And this wisdom rules both worlds, the mental and the physical. I am light. Pure light. Zoroaster, undefiled, undiluted, pure light. We ain't got one of those gods that are mixed. They love and they hate. There'll be a peace and they'll go to war. Or they'll heal you, but they'll also put disease on you. No. We're that Zoroaster, pure star light. Follow that star, Magi. All right, beautiful ones. If all goes well, there should be a link popping up here. And click on that. It's the very first video on this channel. And I want you to watch it. And I want you to say, "Oh, false gods, beware. The Magi have returned."